It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Chesapeake Energy Arena in downtown OKC. Tonight, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Boston Celtics. Down to Adams. Sheer strength to slam it down. He ran right through the gauntlet.
I see this happen so much in the game. Just because a guy beats you off the dribble doesn't mean that you need to quit on the play. Stay in there, continue to be physical, even if you're behind the play.
Russ at the controls.
I got some for him. D up, baby.
Curling inside. To Westbrook. Oh, he had him there for a second. Al Horford tips it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
George with a shot, no good. Kyrie across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. Al Horford going to the line to shoot two.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Al Horford at the line. First one goes down.
Good shot.
Goes 2 for 2.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Westbrook into the front court. Down 2. Jason.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Ferguson. Westbrook buries it on the catch and shoot. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
All right.
Whoa! Get that out of here!
Message sent, Jay.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Kyrie Irving, 2 for 3 now here in the first. Kyrie Irving won a championship with Cleveland. He won a championship for Cleveland in that Game 7 at Golden State. How is he influenced as a player by that title?
Well, I thought he learned how to win at a really huge stage. But Kyrie's always been a leader of his own movement. At times, his voice may have been suppressed because of LeBron James, but there's no doubt about it. When you look at the young players on his roster, when they all rock Kyrie's, you know who the leader of the team is.
And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Brown. 48 wins a year ago for the Thunder. Jay, it took them a while to get to that point, but in so many ways, the Thunder had a great opportunity in the playoffs. And a putback slam.
Ooh, establishing the glass early, but the defense has to be better at boxing out.
Nothing going here on that drive. Irving to Jaylen Brown. Boston with 4 to shoot. Knocks down a tough shot. Now a smothering defense.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Westbrook. To George. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Ferguson to Adams. From the painted area, won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Tatum. That's off the side of the rim, short. Westbrook with the basketball. Leads 1 to Paul George. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
First free throw is good. And gets both to drop at the line. Kyrie with the rock. Going to launch beyond the arc. And Kyrie Irving, odds are he hits that 9 times out of 10. Wide open three is good.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
To Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending. Jay, if you're Russell Westbrook, how do you take on the responsibility of getting them over the hump?
You have to own it, Ed. And that starts with owning the fact that, yes, you were the first player in the history of the game to average a triple-double back-to-back years, but that did not equate to your team being successful. Sometimes less is more. And he has to make sure that he's surrounded and allowing the players he's surrounded with to help him get to the next level.
Irving. Now pass taken away by the Thunder to Westbrook. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Oklahoma City's got it.
I got ball. I got ball.
George to the basket, but it won't go.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
And it's off the rim. Came so close to draining that one from 3/4 court, but that'll do it. Second quarter set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has the making to be a big-time game.
Kyrie Irving. He's now 4 for 6. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion. And it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance. And in their mind, they do. But in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
The free throw, good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4. OKC ball.
I'm here. I got ball.
Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Couldn't keep it in. It's out off Aaron Baines. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason, Paul George, he chooses the Thunder, he stays in OKC.
And how about what Paul George said? He said, it's a perfect opportunity to submit myself and bring a championship where it has never been brought. And I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be Playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beast Boy?
Here comes the screen. Aaron Baines powers it through.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Curling inside to George. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Into the game for the Thunder, number 17, Dennis Schroeder.
The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. To Schroeder. Shot from the lane won't go. Irving with the basketball. Leads just a point. Rozier's shot no good. To Paul George. Paul George, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Schroeder to George. And Boston has the rebound.
Clear out.
Irving
Clear out.
knocks it down.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
To Rozier. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Scary Terry was born during the playoffs last year. He helped Boston achieve what many critics, including myself, thought was impossible without superstar teammates being healthy. He's a pit bull defensively, so quick laterally with a strong upper body frame and a great center of gravity. He plays with a ton of grit and determination, and that's just what you need in a depth guard who can answer the bell when called on.
The Thunder have the possession. Schroeder to Adams. Oh, had him going there for a second. Knocked loose. Adams.
I got him. Here we go.
To Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. 2 of 4 now.
When I think about the biggest international names in the game today, Dennis Schroeder's name probably isn't the first that comes to mind. But did you know that he's one of only 3 players to ever play in the league from Germany? Detlef Schrempf, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dennis Schroeder. He is a blur with the basketball, and he will be the first or second option offensively down the court each and every possession.
To Adams. Knocked loose. Celtics come away with it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
To Rozier.
Oh, yeah, this breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there.
The shot turned away by Adams.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
A lot of contact. No whistle. 17-footer at the buzzer. Irving no good with the shot there. We've reached halftime in a 2-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Hayward. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. To Paul George. Had a chance, but it's no good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
The shot blocked by Grant.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Thunder with the basketball. Carmelo Anthony traded, but Sam Presti turns that into Dennis Schroeder, now on a team built to win.
And I love this acquisition by the Thunder. When you think about Schroeder, He is actually almost the opposite of what Russell Westbrook is. He averaged 19 points, 6.5 assists last year for the Hawks, but he is not a ball-dominant guard. He will have the ball in his hands, but he's more apt to make plays quickly with the ball than Russell, who likes to hold on to the ball towards the end of the shot clock.
I got him. Here we go.
Defense making the ball handler work to George. Schroeder to Paul George. Jason Tatum snatching it out of the air. That's his first of the game.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Horford, now pass taken away by the Thunder. To Schroeder. Almost unlucky bounce. No good.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipper.
No!
Here we go.
To George.
I got him.
Oh, he had it. To Horford. There it is, Al Horford. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Schroeder. The Thunder down to 4 in the shot clock. Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. To Jaylen Brown. Get the cameras out. Flash on.
That's going to make a nice poster.
To Westbrook. Adams. Westbrook. Inside, he scores.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Adams. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Tatum buries it on the catch and shoot.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Celtics have it. To Horford. He gets it.
When Kyrie Irving went out, we saw Terry Rozier become that guy for the Celtics, hence even getting the name Scary Terry. No doubt about it, he may be a starter eventually, and that may be a conundrum for the Celtics.
Here's Irving into the front court. His guys can get a 2 for 1 if they time this out. Ferguson to Westbrook. And Jay, they call the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, Boston.
It's Westbrook. Wide open look, won't go. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first three have lived up to the billing.
Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcus Morris. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. It's all even at the end of this quarter. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and this game's been everything we could have hoped for. All tied up after 3.
This is what happens when you have winners on both sides. People who are not willing to give up and will continue to scrape and claw to get themselves in the position to win this ballgame.
Cleans it up, and a putback slam.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungrier.
Irving brings the ball up court. Surveys the floor. Irving had made his first couple, but he misses there. Ferguson to Westbrook. Jumper's good. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate on not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Picked up by the Thunder.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Westbrook into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Westbrook across the timeline. Leads 3. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Marcus Morris swats it. That's his first of the game.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for. We've seen Paul George's game evolve in recent years. Mixed results, Jay. How does he get back to being that elite two-way guy?
I think he needs to find a way to be aggressive. Let me bring you in and tell you what he dealt with this past year. When you're a guy who's used to having the ball in your hands, you can make more mistakes because you have more possessions. Then all of a sudden, when you play with a ball-dominant guard like Russell Westbrook, you don't have the ball as much, which means you try to make more out of less opportunity that you have. You force the action way more. Look for Paul George to be way more assertive in this game and find his rhythm by having the ball in his hands.
George to Westbrook. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Rebound hauled in by the Celtics. Into the front court, it's Irving. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Fires the 3. That's how you defend. Westbrook with it. He'll run the offense. To Adams. From the painted area, won't go down.
One of the best kept secrets in the game, utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air, crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. Irving. Fires the 3. Noel with the rebound. Ferguson to Paul George. And buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day. He's endured a major injury. He's had a change of address. But you look at Paul George, he is in the prime years of his career.
And there's no doubt about it. This entire offseason, if I were Paul George, I would think about how do I constantly channel my self-assigned alter ego. Playoff P needs to step up to the court every single day and bring that energy.
Irving. And knocks it down. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Ferguson to George. To Westbrook. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Knocks it down.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Straight on look. Hit. Westbrook to Adams. Steven Adams with the slam.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Irving. Oh, they could have really used that one, but the shot's no good. The follow won't go either. To Adams. Ferguson to Paul George. 4-3. It's no good. Shot's not going down.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Good victory here for the Thunder as they win this one by 4. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.